what's going on, everybody? So let's talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. And I was impressed. I really was impressed with this movie from beginning to the end. And when the movie catches my interest in the very beginning, I already know that it's going to be a good movie. And you know, the beginning of the movie, we get the whole premise for the Vulture and how they set that up. Michael Keaton did an excellent job as Adrian Toon, Vulture, and that, like, everybody else, I haven't looked at a lot of reviews, but the few reviews that I did look at, like, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but they mentioned about the timeline with the 8 years later, and that kind of threw me off. Like, hold on, eight years later, like Avengers 2012, it'd be 2012, but it's 2017. But that didn't really. That's something that's not gonna keep me from enjoying the movie. It was just a little minor detail, but Tom Holland as Peter Parker, the little kid, he's 14, 15 years old, still in high school, I think a junior in high school, and him and his friend Ned, the type of the relationship they had, like they're the outcasts, and Flash Thompson. And I saw somebody comment that they are mad with the casting of Flash, but I mean that just comes from, you see, Hollywood is making a change now instead of whitewashing everything. Like, as a person of color, people of color can understand the change, but it's sometimes, like, when it comes to comic book characters, you like to stick close to the source material. But I'm kind of 50-50 on the whole Flash. Like, I don't have a problem with them casting, like, Indian dude or whoever, but it would have been better if they would have stuck to the actual Flash. And like that, the character, the guy who's played Flash really doesn't fit Flash. Like, you see, he's on what kind of team there was on the debate team, some kind of physics team, whatever. But you know, in Flash, he's like a sports jockey, so it might happen in the later sequels. But everybody, the whole cast, man, from Zendaya to Robert Downey Jr., everyone, they did a phenomenal job. And this movie was full of laughter, the action, just seeing Spider-Man grow. And there was like a lot of parts that I liked. It was only probably 2 or 3 parts that I didn't like. And the one part that I can tell you in particular is when Peter was at school when they went to the prom, and he told Liz that he couldn't do this, it's not fair. And as soon as he ran out the door, Shocker was like right there waiting on him and hit him. Like, that's a cinema sin. You know, cinema sin gonna do that. Like, how did he know he was gonna be coming out that exact door? But the whole movie was excellent just to let that one part ruin it. And it's so many parts that I don't want to get into all of them because I don't want to make a long video. But I'm gonna tell you another funny part. When Peter Parker came home, when he was crawling on the ceiling, and this comes from the trailers, when he dropped down and his friend Ned was right there at the Death Star, and he dropped it, he like, "You're the Spider-Man." And afterwards, how many questions he was asking Peter, like he was asking him questions like he's an actual spider. Talking about, do you lay eggs? If he like, no, I don't lay eggs. He just ask him that. That's typical. If you had a friend who was a Spider-Man, you would ask him questions like that. Like, you would want to know. And that movie, man, Zendaya, her awkwardness, and it was funny when they was at the party, and she's like, "So y'all two came to this lame party?" And they was like, "But you're here too." And she looked at him. She say, "Am I?" And the way Ned looked at her like, "The fuck wrong with this girl?" Like, she was just so awkward, but it was funny, and it fitted so perfectly. And I'm gonna get to that turning point, that spoiler at the end of the movie. And I thought what I heard in the movie, it was completely different. So I'm gonna get into that later. But the action scenes, when the Vulture, when Spider-Man first encountered the Vulture, when he was on that van, I loved that. Like, Michael Keaton did an excellent job, man, for real. It was believable. Like, he was really believable as a villain. Like, not something he just jumped straight into. You see, it took him 8 years to become who he was, and that was really believable. And that the whole costume, because at first, when I first saw the Vulture on the unveiling for the body, I didn't really like that costume, but it really fitted. The mechanical wings, and I mean, it would have been shit just like sticking to the cartoon in the comics, like a fucking guy in an actual Vulture costume. That would have been like so corny, but that shit fucking worked, man. And I love this movie. Marvel Studios did justice to Spider-Man. We didn't get no origin story. He told Ned that he got bit by a radioactive spider. No mention of Uncle Ben. Like I said, this is the ultimate Spider-Man. This is the storyline they're sticking with, the ultimate Spider-Man, and I really didn't follow that cartoon or the comic, so I don't know how they're going to proceed with that. And Donald Glover character, I don't really know about the Miles Morales character either, but they're saying that that's his uncle, and he says my nephew, so you already know who he's talking about. And it's like, I can't wait for the sequels. Like, it's going to be a good trilogy, and right now, this is the best adaptation of Spider-Man. I was a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man, but this one blows all the other movies. Like, they don't even come close. Like Marvel Studios, they did it, and I'm so impressed. I cannot wait. And like I said, the end when Michelle became the new president, the new team captain. In the movie theater, I thought she said that my friend MJ. That's what I thought she said, my friend MJ. But looking at reviews, she said that my friends call me MJ. So, and I made a video about that before Spider-Man Homecoming even came out, about when the whole drama about Zendaya being cast as Mary Jane. And you know, Spider-Man always call her MJ, so she's MJ. So this is going to be Peter's new love interest. Peter Show do has a lot of jungle fever. Liz, you know what I'm saying, she half black. Zendaya, she's half black or whatever, but Peter Show has jungle fever. There's nothing wrong with that though, but I cannot wait for this to come out on Blu-ray. This is going to be a day one purchase. I'm thinking about going to the movies and watching it again. I freaking love this movie. And because what makes it believable, like his fight with Vulture, he didn't really beat Vulture. Just think about it. They didn't just jump into something. Like Peter Parker had his struggles throughout this movie, getting his suit taken. The ferry scene when Iron Man had to help him, when he got trapped under all that rubble and he was crying for help. Like he wasn't really the hero of the movie. It's believable. Like he still has a lot of growing up to do. And like I said, he didn't really defeat the Vulture. The Vulture defeated himself, because he could have got away, but he said he didn't want to leave empty-handed. So he fucked himself up. And Peter just so happened to save him. That's what happened. Like, he didn't defeat him. And that's what makes it believable, because he just wasn't just no hero, just jump as soon as he get his suit, he just kicking everybody's ass. No, he was getting his ass whooped throughout the whole film, just taking out minor villains. So I like the way they did it. I hope they cover more. And then in the scene when Aunt May found out, she's like, what the f, and it went off. Like I said, I never followed the Ultimate Spider-Man story, so I don't know how they did in the cartoon or in the comics, but I hope he keep his identity secret from Aunt May. So I don't know how they're going to do that if part 2 come around and he's told her it was just like a costume for Halloween or whatever, how they're going to do it. But like I said, this is the best Spider-Man that ever been on the big screen. I love it. 5 stars. Marvel Studios, he did it again. I've been a fan of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character just because he's someone who I can relate to. Like, this motherfucker is a superhero, but he don't even have a car. He stays in an apartment. He's not even rich. That's a hero you can relate to, other than having fucking powers of climbing on walls and picking up buses and cars and shit. But let me know what y'all thought about the movie. How do y'all feel about it? Is it the best Spider-Man to you? Are you looking forward to the sequels? Let me know what you didn't like about the movie and what part that you liked the most. Post your comments down below. Hit that like button, please, if you like my video. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't already subscribed. And until the next time, I'll see y'all on my next video.